What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 2 Kappa Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we were starting to work towards getting to Galactic Craft so we can do applied logistics, right? So we were in the process of working through these quests, and we were trying to do this casing one, which kind of led us down the whole pneumatic craft thing over here to making plastic because we needed black plastic. We never claimed these quests. Let's go and do that now. We'll claim these. We'll pop open the loot chest. Hopefully we'll get something really good. And I guess we had another loot chest in our inventory that we didn't open last time. So a flux infused hammer, we got an unbreakable wand, and we got some viaducts. So nothing super crazy good, but you know, still good things nonetheless. This unbreakable wand, is that a partner to this one? Can we do anything with those? Can we combine them? No, I think that is the top tier for this particular one. So we have a backup now if ever we lose the one that we have. So what we needed to do today, let's go back to the quest so we can kind of take a look at this. Is it this one? Delta? One of these. I saw there's another quest there we could claim. Is it this one? Okay. So we needed to make the steel casing, right? So steel casing is made by putting the machine frame reinforced black plastic and steel ingot in the pressure chamber, right? So that's not that big of a deal. So we can make one of those. Now you can make it two different sizes, and I think we're gonna put it over here in this section because I don't know where else we're gonna put it. You can make it a 3x3x3 or a 5x5x5, and I found that the 3x3x3 was the biggest that we needed it to be. So we don't need to go crazy with this thing. Is that the center? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll put one on this side and take one away from this side. Okay. So now we should be centered. We'll go ahead and do one of these numbers like so. And did we ever make pressure chamber windows? We did. Okay, so I'll put a window on top so we can kind of look in there if we want. One of those guys. So the pressure chamber, you can use these pressure chamber interfaces to put items in and take items out. I don't think we're going to do that. I don't know if we need those for this multi-block structure to form, but there is a much better way in this mod pack to get this done. So that's the way we're going to do it if we can do it that way. Now we do have to have a pressure chamber valve to have pressure put into this thing. So we'll put one of those there, and I think we'll do another glass over here. Okay, good. So it does work this way. You don't need the interfaces. Perfect. So the way we're going to do is we're just going to warp. Oh my goodness. That scared me. Where did you come from, Spider? On top? Oh, wow. That really scared me. I was not expecting that. So yes, we're going to warp items into this pressure chamber. Breather. We're going to warp items into this pressure chamber, and then we are going to pull items out of the pressure chamber either with our magnet, or we can use like an advanced end collector to grab the items. So that's what we're going to end up doing here. So first thing we need to do is get this thing full of power, full of pressure, I guess is the correct term. I guess that is facing the wrong way. Yeah. We'll place that right here. We'll have a tube that comes up and connects right into here. I don't think we had any of that pressure tubing on us. Oh my goodness, my heart is still beating from that spider. I really wasn't expecting a monster there, and that really freaked me out. Okay, pressure tube. We'll grab this thing. I think we need coal. Block of coal should work just fine. All right, so yeah, this particular air compressor runs off burnable fuel. All right, and then we can just put fuel in here. Right. So the pressure is going to build up inside the pressure chamber. We should be able to right click on it and see what the internal pressure is. We can right click on here and see what this pressure is. And yeah, I think we should be able to get all the way up to like 4.5 bar and then stop it from doing any more. The way we're going to be doing this pressure chamber really should never lose pressure. So we shouldn't have to really manage the pressure once we get it up to where it needs to be. So this is slowly increasing, as you can see. If you did the 5x5x5, it would take so much longer because there's like so much more internal volume for it to pressurize. So anyway, we will let this go. So in the meantime, while we let this go, we can make the other parts of this that are going to allow us to do what I want to do. So we're gonna make, I don't remember what the name of it's called, it's like a plate or something from thermal expansion. Translocation plate. This is the item that we're looking for. So we need to get one of these. So we need hardened glass, or aluminum glass, or fused quartz, signalum, and invar. Easy. So there's that stuff. Okay, so we have that done. Then we needed to infuse it, or I guess, what is it called? Fluid transpose it with 4 ender pearl juice. Okay, let's grab some ender pearls. We only have 1 over here. Well, that's not very many. I know we have a lot more ender pearls. I guess we've gone through more ender pearls than I thought recently with all the things we've been doing. Yeah, I definitely need to grab some. I also really should just run a fluid, not a fluid conduit, an item conduit all the way over underneath here and connect it over to our inventory panel. I just haven't done that yet. Okay, my magnet's off, just making sure. Oh my goodness, the sound. All right, I'll take 2 stacks. Why is it going crazy? Is it a blood moon right now? I don't know. That seems like that's really loud for some reason. But anyway, we have the pearls that we need now. So we should be able to make the 1 bucket's worth of resonant ender. Alternatively, we could have used our cow if we had one available, but we just have it in a soul vial and we'd have to wait for the cooldown to happen. So we'll just do it this way. This doesn't take super long to work. All right, so there we go. And this is done. Perfect. So these translocation plates, if you haven't seen them before, you put them on the ground. If you step on them, you get warped somewhere, like off the edge. You gotta be careful. You can put items on there and they'll get warped the same way too. And oh, you know what? I think I need to use a wrench to get that thing picked up. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, if I put it like this, I can be warped away a little bit and we can run back and forth and always be warped in that distance. So that's kind of cool. Now you can adjust how far this goes, but you can't do it by like right clicking or shift right clicking or any of that stuff. You need to make yourself a multimeter or a multimeter, however you want to pronounce it. One of these things. So we need copper, lead, redstone, conductance coil, and electrum gear. It doesn't look like we have all the stuff we need. Why did that thing just do that? Please don't do that. Let's make one of these. Okay, we'll definitely have that. Do we have lead? We don't have enough lead. I think might be a problem here. Let me grab, that's in a very bad spot right there. Let me go grab some lead from down here. Silver, tin, osmium, copper, gold, iron, lead right here. I'll grab some of this. And do we need anything else? We need to put electrum. We need to make an electrum gear so we can get that cooking up as well. Just need 4 of that and we can just, I was going to do in the smeltery, but I forgot that we have our metal press over here. We can just use this. All right, so that will make our electrum gear. Get smashed and give it to me. Cool. Let's check on the pressure on this thing just to make sure that it's not getting over pressurized. If this thing gets too much pressure, the pipes will blow up or the air compressor will blow up. You just don't want that to happen. All right, so we have our electrum gear. We have that, and then we need a little bit more lead, I think. So we will push this over to the redstone furnace, which will cook it up, and then we can grab it out of here. Oh, red alloyed ingots. Okay, we have that. So now can we make this thing? Yes, we can. Perfect. Okay, so with the multimeter or multimeter, you can shift right click on there and then you can change the translocation plate to do things. So you can set it to go below it. So say I wanted to warp 4 blocks below this thing. There we go. Pretty cool. So you can use those as an elevator if you want. There is a cooldown on these. They only warp things, I think, once per second. Like, or as something is warped, it waits like a second before it can warp again. I think is how that works. So you can also do it in the air if you wanted to. If you wanted this to like warp you up in the air really far, you can do that. That's kind of cool. All right, so I think that's all we needed to do. So you can also tell it which direction you want, how far in front of it. So for instance, if you only want to go 1 block, it can do that. Okay, so that's the idea, right? So we need to get some kind of a block for this thing to sit on. Let me grab, I don't know, what's a nice looking block that we have? Cobblestone sounds good to me. So we'll grab a piece of cobblestone for this thing to sit on right in front of our pressure chamber. Like so. We'll put this guy right here, and we will, where is it? We'll set this thing to go forward 2 blocks. That's the wrong direction though. We want to go, which way? Not that way. That way, 2 blocks. So if I put this Yeta wrench on there, that warps it right inside the pressure chamber, and then if it was gonna do anything, it would do something in there. We can use our magnet to get items out. This is perfect. How are we doing here on pressure? All right, so we're building up quite nicely. I think I'll just let 2 more coal finish up what's gonna happen in there, or maybe 1 more coal. I don't know. I think we should be okay. So everything else that we want to cook in that pressure chamber, we should be able to do now. So we needed the black plastic, we needed the machine frame reinforced, the black plastic. What was the other piece for the steel casing we needed? It was 4 steel ingots. Okay, so we should be able to do that as well. Oops. Oh my goodness. Keep clicking the wrong thing. And you can't click it back in from over there. Okay, so these things we should be able to put right on the plate. Oh, magnet off. Plastic, steel. What was the other thing? This. All right, so those all go in there and they're gone. I'm not sure where they all went, but it looks like it did turn into the steel casing. It says quest complete, steel casings. Perfect. So we got that done now. So we are pretty much able to get into Mekanism at this point, which is really awesome. That's a thing that we've been needing to be doing for a while. So let's open this loot chest. What do we get? Red matter armor again. Wow. So you guys are telling me this stuff is supposed to make you pretty much invincible, right? Let's just put it on. Let's just check it out. So we can fly with it now, and if it makes you invincible and you don't have any durability, this could be really good armor, right? The only thing is, with this armor, yeah, you don't get like the food buff and the health buff and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think I'm just more comfortable using the armor that we already have, and I will use the red matter stuff for EMC later. Okay, so we'll put all this stuff away for now, and I think we're going to move on. All right, guys, so going back to the quest here under Epsilon, the steel casings are done, so we can start making our way down here, or we could start making some of the Mekanism machines. But yeah, we are looking pretty much to get through this, but I think in order to make some of these, we will have to make some of the Mekanism machines, I think. Anyway, Basic wants us to make all these basic different types of transfer stuff for Mekanism. So let's type in Basic. So what are the different ones we have? We have basic universal cable, which is just steel and redstone. We have basic mechanical pipe. Yeah, we got lots of these things, and it doesn't look like any of these require anything crazy. So we'll make one of those. We will make one of these. And then we will make the basic pressurized tube. These are for transferring items, fluids, gases, and I'm not sure what all the other things are. I think the one's energy pipe. Ooh, okay, so we can't do this. We need a basic control circuit, which is a metallurgic infuser recipe. So we can't do that one just yet. And the basic thermodynamic conductor, we'll make this one. Okay, so we are missing one, so we do need to make ourselves the metallurgic infuser. So lucky for us, lucky, there is a quest right here to make the metallurgic. In fact, it wants us to make 3 metallurgic infusers. So let's take a look at making one of these. So the metallurgic infuser requires some osmium, 2 gray plastic, steel casing, some steel, and then a transistor. Okay, so we saw how the steel casings were made. We have 1 right now. We need 2 more, so we should go grab 2 more of these. We'll grab 2 more black plastic. By the way, I did set this up so we could collect some liquid plastic here. Yeah, so we had the LPG just piping into this thing. I put a diamond chest with a bunch of coal piping down into it. Yeah, and then that was just creating the liquid plastic, which I had going into the plastic mixer and then up into all of these things, and all 3 of these are now full, which is awesome. So we have a lot of that stuff. So I need 2 more black, and I think we're gonna need, what, 6 gray, was it? 2 per metallurgic. Might as well grab those now while we're over here. Okay, anything else funny or fancy that we need? Oh, we need cyan for these transistors. Okay, so we need 3 cyan. Easy. Okay, so we got that. Anything else? I think that is pretty much it. So we need to get ourselves 12 steel. Yeah, 12. No, wait, 8 steel. We need 8 steel to make the other 2 machine things. I thought we were going to make 3 of them, but we only need 2 of them, right? All right, so there is a little bit more steel, and we can just continue to put those on this thing over here. Did this stop? Yes. So we are at a little over 4.5 bar of pressure. That's perfect. So we don't need to put any more pressure into this thing. So, oh, let's turn off the magnet. Magnet off. Steel. Machine frames. Black plastic. And, oh yeah, you can see them right there. So we got our 2 machine things. Perfect. So turn on my magnet, pull those things back out. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to put in redstone alloy, compressed iron, and cyan. So I believe we have a lot of the redstone alloy already made. Redstone alloy? No, we don't have any of it. Okay, so how do you make the redstone alloy? Seeds, obviously, magical crops. All right, so we need silicon plus redstone. We don't have any silicon. I feel like I'd made some of this stuff up. Do I have it somewhere? No? Are we all out? Really? All of it? It's gone. Okay. You know what I did? So after last episode, I was looking at the magical crops and I was trying to figure out which seeds we need to make. And I started making all the different seeds that we can make at this point in time. So we have a lot of seeds in here, and I've started 10-10-10ing some of these. So we got dark steel and signalum. These are the other ones we did previously, cow seeds. Electrical steel, we now have those 10-10-10. So then I made glowstone, enderium, obsidian, nether, rubber, blaze, creeper, skeleton, enderman, ghast, slime, and spider. You know, I thought I had made the other one. I thought I had made these, but I guess I did not. So that's another one we're going to have to do. Okay, well, anyway, we need to get some silicon made. So I will sag mill some sand. We'll get that cooking up, and then we'll be right back to continue on. All right, guys. So we got everything set up now. So we should be able to make ourselves these transistors, which is cyan, redstone, and compressed iron. So compressed, cyan, redstone alloy. That should make the things over here. Did it make them? Yes. So we got our transistors. Perfect. Okay, so those are really easy to do. I did make up extra of the redstone alloy so we can make seeds out of this stuff, because I definitely want to make seeds. Now, we had the Mekanism over here. I think we need a Crucio to do that. Yeah, the Mekanism seeds. So let's drop one of those here. We'll drop those 4 here. And then I need to grab, I think it was the Crucio. I'll double check that here in just a second. Let's do redstone alloy. Seeds are made, yeah, Imperio is what it is. Do we have any Imperio in here? Yes, we do. Perfect. Okay, so let's grab 4 of those, and we'll go get these things crafting up. I definitely want to get an area set up for magical crops, and we're going to do that in another dimension. I have in the past set up magical crops nearby my base, and then you just keep adding more and more, and it just lags everything, and it's just not a good idea to do that. So we will set these up probably in the last millennium or in the mining world, one of the two. I haven't decided which place we're going to do it. We might do it in the last millennium this time, because the last time I did magical crops, I did it in the mining world, just for something different, right? Okay, so we need to grab our wand here, and this is mostly done, 3/4 of the way done. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like the higher the tier the seeds are, the longer it takes for the mana to be sent from the mana spreader over here. Like, it just requires more mana overall. Now, another thing we could do is we could put lenses on here to shoot mana faster, but what we probably should do is open the portal to Alfheim and get the Dreamwood and upgrade the spreader, but we haven't done that yet. Okay, so now we have one of these redstone alloy seeds that made a sound again. Kind of freaked me out, but we're fine. So there we go. Now we'll be able to make that stuff. Well, 10-10-10, and then we'll be able to make all of the stuff that we need, which will be pretty awesome. Okay, so now that we got that done, we should be able to go back to our metallurgic infusers here. Yeah, so that requires osmium. I just cooked up half a stack of that through our pulverizer and redstone furnace over here. We have the steel casings. We have the gray plastic. I don't know. Do we have the steel on us? No, we need steel. And then we should be able to do all of this. I think if we just tell it to craft here, there we go. There's 3 metallurgic infusers, so that should complete the quest, right? Maybe. It's going to update. Do I have to go in here and look at it? Detect, submit. I just crafted those. I just crafted those. You guys watch me craft those. Why is that not completing? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Does it not count if you crafted in this crafting grid here? Maybe let me throw them on the ground and pick them back up. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and edit that quest because obviously we just crafted those by hand and it doesn't complete. So the way you do that is by doing /bqm bq_admin edit. You go into your quest here, quest, we will do edit on this page. That was under epsilon, so we click here and then designer, and then this button right here says manual complete. So you click this button and then you click the quest, this one. So we completed it. Unfortunately, it didn't detect we completed it. I don't know if it's because we crafted 3 at a time or because we did that, shift clicked it in the inventory panel, whatever. So anyway, we will exit out of there and then we will do that same command bq_admin_edit to turn edit mode back off. Okay, so now that quest is complete, like it should have been. We can, yeah, claim a reward. Let's claim it. Let's do it. Let's get something really good and fantastic from this. What do we get? Jeweled apples. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Let's keep going here. So that, oh, okay. So this opens up the path for demon steel. This stuff starts getting more and more expensive. We don't really need to look at this just yet, but this will be important later on. Okay, so now that we have Metallurgic complete, we can start doing these things here, these enriched alloys, and this is where things start getting pretty expensive for Mekanism. The enriched alloy is a capacitor plus some redstone and the Metallurgic infuser. Seems simple, huh? So the capacitor is an octadic capacitor plus gray plastic plus compressed iron. Yeah. So we're going to need a bunch of octadic capacitors in order to start doing these kinds of things. Now, we did bring some back before, but I'm curious. Let's go back to the nether roof. Let's just kind of see where we're at on these things. So we are up to 9 of them here. That's not a whole lot, but that's 8 more than what we had last time. I probably should get a lock on there and lock those, but I haven't done that yet. We have 22 double layer, and we have almost 50 basic capacitors. So that's not bad, but yeah, we have 8 of those just from our capacitor seeds. I still want to expand that out. We just haven't gotten around to it just yet. All right, so the Metallurgic infuser requires the redstone to make these things, right? So we can do this compressed redstone. This requires an enrichment chamber to do it. I don't know if we have a quest yet for that. Oh, that is the next quest. So we want to do the enrichment chamber. So you can put 1 piece of redstone in there, it enriches it, and then it's like you can do 10 times the amount of things with that 1 piece of redstone. It's very important for later on. We're going to be needing a lot of these things from Mekanism. So the enrichment chamber, let's take a look at this. Enrichment chamber. This thing right here requires, quantum flux stuff. Item fabricator. Titanium plus nether quartz. And these machines right here, these are something that, as far as I know, can't be sped up. They are 1 speed, and that speed is slow. Item fabricator. Let's take a look at that. So the item fabricator from Quantum Flux requires iron casings, which is electrosilicon, which is electrotine around silicon, which comes from a silicon bull, which comes from sandy coal compound, which comes from all this stuff. So it's like the hugest rabbit hole just for that little thing. We need amplification crystals, which require these PRC LX100 logic expansion cards, which requires mercury. So we can't do that yet. Okay. So the enrichment chamber is locked out until we do galactic craft. Okay. So we got that understood. So I guess we'll sit down one of these metallurgic infusers over by all of our other machines that are just kind of like laid out and aren't going to be here for forever. I'm going to put away these other 2. We don't need those on us at the moment. Okay, so the metallurgic infuser is not, oh, it does have power. Okay, yeah, we put redstone here, then we can infuse something. So we need to get ourselves, what was it, the capacitor? Let's back up a second, kind of go back to where we were. All right, so we were looking at doing the enriched alloy, wasn't it? The little red things. the enriched alloy. So we need a capacitor with redstone to turn it into these things. And then those turn into basic control. No, I'm mistaken. So we needed one of these. So that's redstone plus osmium. So that makes it a little bit simpler. Okay, so let's grab some redstone. We have osmium over here from when I was cooking that up earlier. In fact, I have some osmium on me as well. All right, so we can put one piece of redstone here and then one osmium here. And that does the thing. And we should be able to make our next tier, or I guess the last tier, those basic, whatever these were, the basic logistical transporter. All right, so let's grab this guy. Basic logistical transporter. Okay, so there we go. So now the quest is complete. The basic quest is complete. So advanced quest wants us to take all those and turn it up to the advanced version. I don't know if we have to do that just yet. Whoops. The quest splits off into two different paths. One does this, but we have unlocked the heat generator and we are trying to make it down to this solar panel right here. So let's take a look at the heat generator. That wants us to make 3 of those. 1 fuel wood heater and 1 resistive heater. Okay, let's do heat generator. So 3 of these heat generators requires these energy tablets, which require those capacitors, which require the octadic. Okay, so it's going to be a little expensive. We need 3 steel casings. We need the basic control circuit, which we just saw how to make. We need aluminum or glowstonic steel, and then we need basic thermodynamic conductors, which we have already made. Heat sinks here are iron coils plus tungsten. And I think we're getting tungsten from sifting, right? Okay, and then iron. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. So this isn't like super crazy difficult. It's just going to take a minute to craft all of that stuff up. The next one was a fuel wood heater. The fuel wood heater is a steel casing, basic control circuit, more steel, and then some furnaces. That's rather inexpensive in comparison. And then resistive heater. This one right here costs a superheating element, steel casing, copper, and redstone. More redstone, some tin, and then another one of these energy tablets, which is more of these enriched alloys and the capacitor. So each one of these things is 3 octadics, right? Plus a little bit extra. Yeah, it gets pretty pricey when you start getting into these things. So let's go ahead, take a moment here. I'm going to start crafting all those things and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I wanted to give you a little tip. I'm in the process of making these energy tablets here and I'm making the great flux battery. So to do that, we need 3 redstone, 2 of this glowstonic steel, vibrant alloy block, and then the energetic flux battery, which we've already have made. But this glowstonic steel, it's kind of annoying to make because you need 2 electrical steel plus 8 of this glowstone dust. And then the electrical steel, you have to do, all of this stuff, the silicon, pulverized coal, iron, etc., etc. Anyway, this is ore dictionary to be the same thing as aluminum. So if you have a drawer and place one of those in there, if you have aluminum like I do, you can take a stack of aluminum and just click it in there. And there you go. Now you got like a stack of this stuff. Now it is kind of important to remember, if I were to take this stuff and put it in here, since I already have aluminum, it would go into the aluminum drawer and then I'd lose out on this glowstonic steel. Yeah. So you kind of want to keep them a little separated if you got a storage drawer set up like we do here. But yeah, for easily creating this stuff, this is definitely the way to go. So it might be a thing where you keep like a drawer nearby, you put a glowstonic steel in there and then you lock it. So you keep the type, locks and unlocks drawers. So if you ever take all of it out, yeah, you still have the item there, and then you can put in a little bit of aluminum and then switch it over to the correct stuff when you need it. I think that's probably the smartest idea, right? Okay, so we got that done. I'm just going to go ahead and finish making the rest of these parts, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I got all these different things crafted up. We'll do a detect submit. This says that I only crafted 2 of these. Man, that is now the second time that I've had a problem with that. I don't understand why it said that I only crafted 2. I had the things here, we crafted it, You know, maybe it's because I shift clicked out of the crafting grid on one of them, on the very first one. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But again, we have all three of them. So we're going to edit this thing, and we are going to tell it that it's done. So quest, epsilon, edit, epsilon designer, manual complete. This one. Okay. So that is now done. Yeah, it's too bad that that's not recognizing that we have completed that. But anyway, that quest is now complete. So let's go back to epsilon here. And yeah, all of these things are done. So I've tried messing with these in the past, and each one of these things, they can do some stuff like the heat generator will provide heat, and you can use that, I believe. Am I thinking about this right? Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I think the heat generator you can use to provide heat to these different machines over here. In fact, let's set these down. I don't remember. Maybe these are the machines that, okay, no. I'm thinking about this wrong. So you can do this in different, I think this produces heat. Yeah, I think it takes in a fuel, produces heat. Yeah, and then you can transfer that over to these things. I believe that's what these things do. I was thinking this is like the immersive engineering one where you put like cold on one side, hot on the other, and then it produces like RF. No, that is not what these things do. We have a fuel wood heater here. That does not appear to have any green spots on it. And yeah, it looks like this does produce heat as well. Okay, and then our final one here was the resistive heater. Let's set this one down, and that's what this one looks like. Okay, does it say here in the guide what these things do? It says press Shift and M default keybinds to see what these machines do. Shift M. What? Shift M? Doesn't say here. Do I have to do it here? Shift M. Left, shift, and none for a description. Okay, so it looks like the mechanism keybind I must have unbound. M. We'll try this and see if we can get it to say something now. Left shift and M. A condensed coiled resistor capable of converting electrical energy directly into heat energy. Okay, this one says a machine that's capable of producing large quantities of heat energy by burning combustible items. And this one is a generator that uses the heat of lava or other burnable resources to produce energy. Okay, so yes, these do produce the mechanism heat. That's kind of what I thought they did, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so that's what those do. But as you can see, putting down netherrack on fire seems to do the trick just fine for what we're trying to do here. So we don't necessarily need these machines, but it is kind of cool that those are available as an option. Okay, so now that we got those done, we can claim the rewards from this one, and we can claim the reward from this one. And we have a few more of these to go: smashing, rotten power, turbine power, and then our solar panel. And then we should be able to start unlocking galactic craft. But I tell you guys what, we're out of time for today, so we'll have to continue this on next time. Hopefully we'll be able to bust through those real quick and start making progress. I would really like to get into galactic craft, start setting up some automations for making all the different parts for that stuff, and then get to Mercury and then be able to start doing applied energistics. At that point, I think everything becomes easier because that'll start unlocking auto crafting and those sorts of things. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.